Hi, I'm Tom Lydon, editor of ETF Trends here in Hollywood, Florida at the Inside ETF Conference. And I'm here with Graham Tuckwell, founder and chairman of ETF Securities. Graham, great seeing you.
Hi, Tom. Good to be here.
Great seeing you. We've known each other from afar for a long period of time. It's great to get some time face to face.
For many years. I mean, when we first got to know each other, it was a very small conference. I think there were only a few hundred people here, mostly industry people. But now it's grown to over 2,000. It is by far and away the world's best conference. Huge number of financial advisors, a great level of expertise being delivered. It's just a whole new ball game.
It is a whole new ball game, and now with over $2 trillion in ETFs, it's amazing how it's exploded, and you folks have been enjoying that growth.
Oh, we have. One of the interesting things that we've seen in the growth is the increased level of education that's coming through. I think when, a number of years ago, we might have had a couple of hundred financial advisors here, and most of them didn't even know what an ETF was. Obviously, the industry has grown exponentially for very good reason, because it's giving easy access to cheap products, but increasingly more and more sophisticated products, which is a great development in the market.
Are institutions and advisors also growing in sophistication? Are they becoming good students of ETFs?
Well, they are, but it's almost one person at a time develops, and we still go to some of the bigger institutions and they ask some of the most basic questions, and sometimes we think, wow, there's still a huge amount of education to go here, and I think it could take a generation or two until we get to those levels that I think are really needed.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of things are going right for the ETF industry. What do we need to look out for? What changes should we be making?
What I'd like to see in the industry is a bit more acknowledgement of some of the innovations that are being brought forward and some of the ideas from the smaller companies. It's an unusual industry where you've had massive amounts of assets concentrated amongst just a few firms, 3 or 4 firms. A bit like the auto industry was years ago, but that doesn't necessarily lead to the best innovation. So what we would be arguing to investors is keep your mind open to those other firms that are coming along that aren't necessarily the top 2 or 3. That's not everything, it's about innovation, and we see that in the technology industry all the time, and that's one of the reasons they've gone from strength to strength, willingness to listen to new ideas.
So the message is there's a Tesla out there, you have to go find it, is that it?
Well, I think that's exactly right.
Yeah.
But as often happens in the tech industry, what we're seeing for the first time is a number of the bigger firms slowly buying some of these smaller firms or doing joint ventures with them, which is our approach. We like doing joint ventures with the bigger firms and working to deliver to investors the solutions that they're after, but also with the benefit of the wider distribution that the bigger firms bring. So I think they can work in a symbiotic way together.
Absolutely. I know you're having a lot of fun. What are you most excited about for 2016?
It's a long way from here. There's a place called Australia, which has got one of the biggest investable markets in the world. I think it's fourth biggest in the world, because investment funds are compulsory, retirement funds are compulsory there. We've done a joint venture, the only ones to do it with one of the 4 big major banks. It's an oligopoly in the Australian market. The banks are amongst the biggest companies listed on the stock exchange. So we're very excited about, whereas the US has been adopted as ETFs, and we've seen how big that market's grown, in some of these other countries, they're still taking off. It's almost like winding back the clock 10 years. Wow. That's what we're seeing way down the other side of the world.
That's great. Well, Graham, great getting time with you, and thanks for stopping by today.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Good.